Hi everybody, it's time for another Bowers Bookshelf review. This time we're going to review one of my favorite Stephen King novellas from one of my favorite Stephen King collections called Four Past Midnight. The novella that we're going to review is the first one in the book. It's a collection of four novellas, and the first one is called The Langoliers. It's about a group of 9 passengers that take a red-eye flight that somehow uh, disappears, and they are the only passengers on that flight to survive. They have flown into an alternate universe, kind of like the Bermuda Triangle, uh, where there is no radio communication and everything, including when they finally land in in Boston, Bangor, Maine. The airport is completely deserted, um, and everything. It kind of has a flatness or deadness to it. The food is tasteless. The the drinks that they try are tasteless, and even they have to try and figure out a way to get back home. You know, because they are the only passengers. Or not get back home, but get out of this alternate universe that they're in. Um, because they are, like I said, the only passengers to come away from that experience unscathed. Luckily, one of the passengers is a pilot for American Pride, which is the um, airline that they flew, and so they kind of dragoon him into figuring out what's going on here. And I'm not going to give too much away, except to say that they have to fight, to get back home, and they or get back to for whence they come or they came, and they end up, uh, or some of them end up, bonding, quite heavily through this experience. And in 1994, the Langoliers was made into a miniseries, which at some point we will that will be another uh, portion of our books on the big and small screen uh, series of reviews. We're going to do a review of the Langoliers miniseries. And the only thing I want to say about that now is that all the parts in the all the parts in the miniseries were cast extremely well. You know, uh, those. It's one of those stories that since I've seen the miniseries, that I can picture the actors that they chose for the miniseries in those roles. And even when I read the novella, I can picture those actors playing those roles. And there's so like I said, this came out in a book called Four Past Midnight. The only um, And something else that I'd like to say about the Four Past Midnight collection is that there's another one. There's another novella in there called the Sun Dog that serves as a prologue to Stephen King's novel Needful Things. And so, if you haven't read The Langoliers, and if you're a Stephen King fan, you will love it because it's one of my all-time favorite, Stephen King novellas from any of his collections. So, and by the way, it was published in 1990. I give this 5 stars. Shot and produced by Annabara, audio and video provided by WeVideo and the YouTube Music Library, photos taken from Google Images and WeVideo, screen recording taken from StephenKingWiki.org or com. Achieved using iPicky.com.